Hello everyone. In today's class, we're going to talk about what is a novel and what are the different types. So I have written the different types in front of you. The first one is Picaresque, Bildungsroman, Gothic, Consul-Roman, and epistolary. So we'll be discussing all of them one by one in detail, and we'll try to understand what are the features and why all of them are different from each other. So the first thing we need to know is that what is a novel. So a novel basically is a long fictional narrative that describes intimate human experiences, typically written in prose form and published as a book. So simply we can say that it's a long fictional narrative in which human experiences have been explored and is written in prose form and is published as a book. Now, what are the different features of a novel? First of all, it is lengthy and it is complex. Means the human relationships, human experiences are explained in detail, right? And along with that, there is a narrative structure and this character development, because a character develops, changes, matures with the passage of time. And there's the element of plot is the series of events in which events are arranged in a particular sequence, and that is actually the role of a writer. But when it comes to movie, it's the role of a director. And then there is a narrator, either first person narrator, second person, and third person narrator. So the first type is that of a picaresque novel. Now, what is a picaresque novel? It is a genre that depicts the adventures of a roguish but appealing hero, often of low social class, who lives by their wits in a corrupt society. So two things to keep in mind. The first one is a hero who is really appealing, and the second one is who is from low social class and he survives in the society through his wit and humor. So now what are the different characteristics? So first one, it is episodic in nature, means there will be different episodes, there will be different chapters, and it is realistic and detailed portrayal of society. It is based on reality, and not, we cannot say that that particular thing would have definitely happened, but we can say that it is based on a reality when it comes to the depiction of society, that such kind of things usually happen in society. And it is satirical in tone, so they talk about some of the things that are prevalent in the society, and they are actually making fun or highlighting those particular issues, right? Now, for example, Joseph Andrews by Henry Fielding. Now, it's a picaresque novel in which the hero is quite appealing and is from low social class, in which his tone is really satirical, and this is written by Henry Fielding. Now, the next one is Gothic novel. Now, what is a Gothic novel? A genre characterized by a dark, mysterious atmosphere, an element of horror and romance. So simply we can say that a novel in which there are the elements of horror and romance and the mysterious atmosphere and etc. and etc. Now, what are the characteristics? Now, the setting is old, decaying structures like castles and mansions. You would have seen or watched such kind of structures, such kind of homes when it comes to horror movies of Bollywood and Hollywood, and supernatural elements are there. Now, it is made horror just because of these supernatural elements. Like you would sometime listen to sounds that are not made by humans, or a kind of sounds or a kind of setting that is not actually possible, and that adds into the element of horror. Now there are themes of madness, decay, and terror. Now these are the different characteristics. Now the next one is, the example is that of Frankenstein by Mary Shelley and Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Now both these novels have these characteristics of darkness, mysterious atmosphere, and element of horror and romance. The next one is epistolary novel. So it is a novel written as a series of documents such as letters, diary entries, or emails. So a novel that is made up of emails, letters, or diary entries. So we call it an epistolary novel. Now, what are the characteristics? Multiple viewpoints and voices. The narrator can never be in the same position. Like it can be either first person, second person, third person. It changes, right? Intimate insights into characters, thoughts, and feelings. Whenever we are writing letters, diaries, and emails, so definitely we actually write our hearts out. So it is the depiction of feelings and emotions, can create a sense of realism and immediacy. So whenever you are writing things down and those words are out of your heart, right? So definitely there would be immediacy and realism. Now, Dracula by Bram Stoker and The Color Purple by Alice Walker. These are epistolary novels. Now, the next one is Bildungsroman. Bildungsroman is a coming-of-age story focused on the psychological and moral growth of protagonist from youth to adulthood. So, it is a kind of novel in which the main character, the protagonist, the hero, moves from youth towards adulthood, means from a teenage towards the young age. So there is this growth, both psychological and moral, because when you're a kid or you're a teenager, your psychology is not developed, your principles are not developed. But with the passage of time, there comes your psychological growth, and you get hold on some of the moral values. So your morality and psychology both grow with the passage of time. So such kind of novels in which we talk about the psychological and moral growth of a protagonist, of a hero, is called as Bildungsroman. Now, what are the characteristics? So the emphasis is on character development and personal growth. Often involves a journey, a quest. So it's a kind of journey from teenage toward young age, our quest, whenever you are actually finding out answers of different questions, or you want to answer something at the end of the day. Themes of self-discovery and identity. So you discover yourself, you identify yourself on the basis of your psychology and on the basis of your moral principles. Okay. Now, example is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. So this is the example of Bildungsroman. Okay. Now, Kunstroman. Now, what is this? A subgenre of Bildungsromans that focuses specifically on the development of artist. So, what's the difference between Bildungsroman and Kunstroman? Bildungsroman is actually the growth of a character, psychological and moral growth. It can be anyone. It can be a teacher, it can be a student, it can be a painter, it can be an artist, it can be a dancer, it can be an actor, it can be anyone, right? It can be a doctor, it can be an engineer. But when it comes to Kunstroman, there is this element of that it must be the development of an artist, right? Not of any other profession. So Kunstroman is a subgenre of Bildungsroman in which we focus on the development of artist. Now, what are the characteristics? Detailed exploration of protagonist's creative process. So we get to know in Kunstroman that how that artist, our protagonist, gets better creatively with the passage of time. Okay, struggles with societal norms and personal ambitions. So whenever you are creative, definitely you will come up with new things, and most of the times those new things are not according to the societal norms and societal expectations. So definitely you will have to struggle in the society. So we get to know about such kind of characteristics and often autobiographical. So sometimes or most of the times they are semi-autobiographical. Semi-autobiographical means that certain amount of the text would be based on reality, on the life of the writer, and certain things would be the like creativity of the mind would be added up into such kind of things. Now the example is a portrait of the artist as a young man by James Joyce, The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. So these are the kinds of types that we have when it comes to novel. So I hope you would have got the idea